Hi, everybody. Dr. Lisa Thompson here, and welcome to another edition of The Doctor is in Live. I'm so excited to be talking with you on Saturday. It is a gorgeous day up here in Minnesota. It's football weather, and we're getting ready to watch the Wisconsin Badgers play football in about an hour. Believe it or not, in Minnesota, we do have a big Badger audience in our neighborhood. So we're kind of excited to go and cheer on our team on Wisconsin. But before we go out, I wanted to talk with you today. As I mentioned yesterday in our show, that we have, we're going to be doing more mindset on Saturday and Sunday on the live show. And we need that because you can have all the skill in the world on how to do something, but if your mindset isn't right, you're not going to get the same results because you can only build so high as your foundation is deep. And today we're going to be talking about how you can command top dollar no matter what niche or field you're in. And the reason that I chose this topic is that over the last 3-4 weeks, I've been hearing this phrase when I've been reaching out and talking to people. And it's a very common phrase where they say, this isn't what I signed up for. I've talked to a lot of people who have been at their jobs for, 10, 15, 20 years, those who are just starting their own business. They're saying this statement to me, and I found it very revealing. And a lot of times, people have the wrong attitude or mindset when you hear that. And I want to take some time to talk about some realities that I'm seeing in the marketplace. And it doesn't matter what field you're in right now. These are very common. First thing is that right now I see a lot of people, they're not making 40 hours in a week for work. They have to take 1 to 2 jobs in order to make a 40-hour work week. On the other end that I'm seeing is that I'm seeing people who are working 60 plus hours a week. And they're burning out at a rapid rate. I mean, they're waking up in the morning. They only have time to kiss their spouse, get the kids off to school, kiss them goodbye, off to school they go. They work, 12, 14, 15 hours a day. They come home. Sometimes they're not even eating with their family at the right time, only to kiss their kids, put them to bed, kiss their spouse and go to bed, and they repeat the grind Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays, they have to get chores done around the house, try to get some family time in. Hey, Miguel, glad you're on. And then they're so tired. And then they have to go back and do the grind again. And I'm going to tell you right now, is that with this economy, we always have times in history where economies contract, is that we're going to see a lot more contraction in whatever field you're in. We're going to see a shrinkage. And that's what happens, okay? It's the nature of the marketplace. We have those peaks and we have those valleys. But what we also have to understand, too, is that a lot of times people will put the blame on the current president or the current government, and it's not going to matter who the president of the United States is, like here in the United States, or who's running the government. It is with you. You yourself have the ability to control what you're making and the success that you have. One thing I learned is that whenever you point the finger of blame at someone else, you're going to have 3 pointing back right at you. So how do you, in this contracted economy, command top dollar? Now, I've been studying some of the most successful people, particularly during the times of the Great Depression in the 1930s and during the 1970s. And I found one thing. They have a mindset that allowed them to prosper when the economy was bad, and they could command top dollar. And I'm going to share with you what that mindset is and how you can use it today to command top dollar in your field. Here's what it is. They saw themselves as a teacher and problem solver. And today, this is so important. Thanks, Tom. I'm glad you're watching. And see, what you have to understand is that information is the new currency, okay? Never before in history do we have access to information instantaneously. We can access anything from our phones. Who would have thought that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago? But here's the problem with all this information. It's so much. And people today, this information can be overwhelming. It literally shuts down their brain. It paralyzes them from taking action. You see, they know what to do. They have the information, but they don't do what they know because it's so much. This is where you come in, and this is where you can command top dollar, is that you have to see yourself as a teacher where you have to learn. Okay, you got to know your people, who you're serving, and you've got to go and you've got to learn the information. And you've got to frame this information in a context that your market's going to understand that will solve their problem. That's it. Really, that's the bottom line. See yourself as a teacher and problem solver. Now, to really pay, to get paid top dollar, you have to do something else to step you beyond your comfort zone. And that is you have to take information that you're learning outside of your field. Okay, now I'm going to give you a personal example. I'm a speech language pathologist by trade, and for 22 years I built a thriving practice. But 12 years ago, 2003, 2004, I'm finishing up my doctoral studies at Hamline University in education. And I realized that there had to be a way to reach people and to make me better at my practice. So what I started doing, and that's why I chose having a doctorate in education, because I needed to understand how people learned, how the brain learns. And then I started to study human psychology to understand how the brain behaves. And then I began to reach out and I began to study the most successful salespeople. And why sales? Because they knew the art of effective question asking. They knew the art of influence. And I knew that as a speech therapist, when I go and I do my evaluations of people, I will be able to serve them better by asking the right questions. See, that's how you can command top dollar. And now, as I start my own consulting business, here's what's happening, all right? I am now able to take all that information from outside sources that I can use now to frame it in a positive way to reach people in my consulting business for doing blogging and internet and social media. That's the power. Now, a lot of you are thinking, well, Doc, you've got a doctorate. You can command top dollar. I want to share something with you. Having an advanced degree has nothing to do with commanding for top dollar. Let me give you an example. There's a gentleman that I know by the name of Ray Higdon. He's a very good friend of mine. Ray Higdon is a 7-figure earner now in the home business industry. Many of you may not know that Ray did not finish college. He barely finished high school, but he learned the power of being a teacher and problem solver. And for a while, he really built a really successful real estate business. But in 2008, the market crashed. The Great Recession started. And he lost everything, went into personal foreclosure. But he knew the mindset. He knew the mindset of being a problem solver and teacher. And he applied it to the home-based business industry. Today, he's one of the most sought-after speakers. And people today pay him up to and even exceeding $50,000 to get personal coaching from him. See, that's what you have to start seeing yourself as a teacher and problem solver. So how do you go about doing that? Let me give you a blueprint that will help you. First thing is you've got to get out a piece of paper and you need to write down what are your skill sets, what are your strengths, what are your assets, all right, in terms of how do you do your job? What things do you bring to the table that can command a top dollar? Are you a problem solver? Do you go out and attend a lot of professional development? Do you invest in professional development? Okay. Do you communicate well with people? Are you a good listener? Are you a learner? Do you teach what you learn? Do you share knowledge? Do you ask questions very well? Do you understand human behavior? Just go and list all of the assets that you have. Once you've done that, then you have to ask yourself your question, where is my platform of maximum impact? Where do you need to be to really show off those skills? For some people, let's say, for example, if you're in nursing, do you need to be in a hospital? Do you need to be in a nursing home? Do you need to be in a clinic? Let's give an example. If you have your own home business, where is your platform? Is it speaking from the stage? Is it doing webinars? Is it doing podcasts? Is it doing Facebook live stream? Is it blogging? You have to ask yourself, where is your platform where you're going to have the biggest impact on serving your people? Once you've done that, now you have to write down, what are you worth? What is your dollar amount? And don't be afraid to put an outrageous number. Okay? I think a lot of times when people say, I have to make a certain amount so I can pay my bills, you know, that comes from a place of need. And when you're always needing money, you're never going to get it. All right? You have to come from a place of confidence that, hey, I am worth $50 an hour. I'm worth 100. I'm worth 200 an hour. I'm worth 500 an hour. What's your worth? And you have to believe it. You have to sit and you have to really internalize, say, hey, I'm worth this dollar amount. And see, what happens is when you come from that position of strength, people are going to pick up on that. And they're going to know your confidence. They're going to know you're competent and confident. And that's what's highly attractive. Now, some of you are thinking, well, Doc, my current boss doesn't see that. Do the best you can. Keep pouring the value out, because the way you are going to succeed is by outvaluing your competition. Basically, that's it. Provide as much value as you can, because even if your present boss or people aren't noticing, someone is. Someone's watching. And at one point, there's going to be a circumstance of a person, place, or event is going to come into your life, and you are going to be ready to capitalize on it, where they're going to say, you are the type of person I'm looking for. And they're going to pay you what you're worth and then some. Because let me tell you something, guys. The people pay a premium for convenience and problem solving. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to blow your mind. Hey, Scott, long time no talk. Here's the thing. Have you ever walked into a grocery store in the produce section and how people are going to pay $5 for a bag of groceries, or not a bag of groceries, but for a bag of salad over a head of lettuce? I mean, a bag of salad is like $5 and a head of lettuce is maybe $1.25. And people are going to pay for the salad, baked salad. Why? Because they're too darn lazy to make the salad themselves. They just want to open up the bag, pour it in a bowl, and add the dressing. Okay? People pay premium for convenience. So if you position yourself as a teacher and problem solver, guess what? You are putting yourself as a premium, and you're helping them with convenience. And people will pay top dollar for that. So keep that in mind. Say to yourself, I am a teacher and problem solver who happens to practice blank. Write that out. Say that. Believe that. I am worth blank. I am worth this amount of money per hour. And you have to believe it. You have to internalize it. Because when you do, things are going to open up. And people are going to look at you differently. They're going to find you highly attractive. And they're going to seek you out. Did you guys get value from this video today? Leave a comment and share. And before I end, I want to do a quick public service announcement. Now that we're heading into fall, some of you might be cleaning out your closets. And for those of you who live down in the southern hemisphere, you're heading into spring and summer. Any used clothes, winter clothes, like sweaters, blankets especially, donate them. If you have any extra, donate them to your local nursing home. Because a lot of these residents, you know, as they're older, they really need warm clothes, even throughout the spring and summer, because their circulation isn't all that great. And having extra warmth, especially sweaters and blankets, goes a long way, as long as they're in good condition. And all you need to do, find your local nursing home, give them a call, contact either the local activities department in the nursing home or the social worker. Tell them that you have some clothes that you would like to donate, and I know that they will be very appreciative. This is a really great way to pay it forward and to really honor the greatest generation who are, you know, they're getting older and a lot of them are leaving us. But if you do that little nice kindness, that's going to go a really long way. So thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in tomorrow because I'm going to share something really deep from the heart that I know that you're all going to love. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy your football games. Go Wisconsin, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.